Hey guys, this is Top. Welcome to the channel. For those of you who are new to construction or are getting ready to be in construction, you might be wondering, what are some of the software that people are using in the industry? I'm going to tell you 10 software that I use on a day-to-day basis so you can have an idea of what to expect when you get into construction. And I'll talk about them in the order of what I use the least to what I use the most. The first software that I want to talk about is PowerPoint. And some of you guys might know this from using it in high school, or maybe are using it right now in college for presentation. That's what the software is all about, is a program that create presentations so you can explain to your peers or clients about what it is that you want to educate them about or what you're trying to sell. As a project engineer, the only time that I get to use PowerPoint was basically when I had to explain something about a construction activity or a product that nobody knows about and they wanted some more knowledge. The next software that I want to talk about is Rhinoceros 3D, otherwise known as Rhino. And Rhino is a 3D parametric modeling software often used by designers to create very complex geometry for design and construction. In my experience as a project engineer, I say I would use Rhino maybe once a week. I would use it typically to check dimensions that are ambiguous in the drawing. Architects are beginning to move away from dimensioning the drawings and instead referring to the dimensions in a master model. The next software that I want to talk about is a scheduling software, Microsoft Project or Primavera P6. The two programs are used in construction to create schedule for various activities. And the differences between the two are that Microsoft Project is more intuitive and it's easier to use, and the way that it creates graphs is a little bit more visually appealing. Primavera P6 is a lot more sophisticated, but it can handle a lot more activities in Microsoft Project. From my experience, I mainly use Microsoft Project, and I probably use it about twice a week. And I use it to check the schedule duration and to update the schedule. I would advise that you get familiar with one of the two programs so you can understand how a schedule is put together and learn how you can tie logics to various activities. The next software that we're going to talk about is Building Connected. And this software is a web-based program used in the construction industry to invite subcontractors to bid on the project. The nice thing about Building Connected is that you can have various subcontractors join the platform, and at once you can distribute information to all the subcontractors with a click of a button. And it will allow subcontractors to input their bid information on the platform so you can access it real time and see what the pricings between companies are. From my experience, this software is mainly used at the beginning of a project to bid out all the various scope. And then once those bids are awarded, then this software pretty much sits in the background, and then you go and focus on other things, such as building the building. For this software, you don't have to spend much time, just know what it is. AutoCad is a computer-aided software typically used by designers to build blueprints or plans. Now you can use AutoCAD in its 2D version, or you can use it in the 3D version. This program is widely known throughout the different industries because of the flexibility it has. You can draw anything you want in AutoCAD if you wanted to. In my experience, I use AutoCAD probably about twice a week, and I use it similar to how I use Rhino, which we talked about, to check dimensions and to verify content from the engineers or designers as well as the contractors. Another thing that I like to use AutoCAD for is to create construction sketches, which I use to convey an idea or a problem to the designers or the contractors. My advice with AutoCAD in construction is you don't have to be an expert with AutoCAD. Just know how to check dimensions and draw simple lines or shapes. Now I mentioned two design software, Rhino and AutoCAD. There's one more that you should know, and that software is Revit. Revit, similar to Rhino and AutoCAD, is a computer-aided software used by designers to create blueprints and models. The great thing about Revit compared to Rhino and AutoCAD is that when you create a model in Revit, you are also creating the floor plans, the sections, and the elevation. A lot of people in the architecture, engineering, and construction industry widely use Revit because it's really efficient in creating construction documents. In my experience, I use Revit probably about 3 times a week to check dimensions and verify the content from the engineers, the architects, and the contractor. My advice to you with Revit is to learn how to navigate, how to go from a 3D to a 2D, how to take elevations, how to take section, and how to create floor plans. The next software is used in every industry, and that software is Microsoft Excel. Now, Excel is a data analysis and documentation tool, and it's used to record things, to calculate things, and to store information. In construction, this software is used very often. Keep track of pricing, materials, schedules, keeping track of requests for information, keeping track of submittals, all kinds of things. As an advice, know this software very well. Know how to create different kinds of graphs, how to create different layouts, how to print from Excel, how to input information such as equations, how to count things with Excel. The old way of doing coordinations for construction is to take plans and put them on a light table and see what's conflicting. The new way of doing coordination is through Navisworks, the next software. I think of Navisworks as a program that allows me to view different models. Now, when you're in construction, you're going to be getting different kinds of models from engineers, architects, and contractors, and they can be a Rhino file, a AutoCAD file, or some other type of file. I view Navisworks as a program that allows me to bring different model files together into one, and it allows me to do a clash of various models against one another to see what geometries are overlapping so I can figure out what to move, where to move it, and how to move it. In construction, I use Navisworks every day to check coordinations between various parties to make sure there are no clash so that we're good to go when we're building it out in a job site. My advice to you with Navisworks is learn it very well. Learn how to select different items of a model, how to navigate the model, how to create sections, and how to create floor plans, how to take dimensions and elevations. Also, learn how to clash different models together. Up and coming as a project management software is Procore. Its main use is to manage different documentation and files within a construction project. It is a tool that allows architects, contractors, and engineers to communicate and share files with one another. In construction, Procore is used every day as a medium for sending information and receiving information. My advice to you guys is to go on the Procore website, take a couple of their free training courses so you can have an understanding of the different functionalities. The last software that I want to talk about is a program that is used extremely often in the construction industry, but also architecture and engineering as well. That program is Bluebeam. Bluebeam, in my word, is a PDF viewer on steroids. It is used in construction to mark up drawings, to do quantity takeoff, and to create construction details to share with engineers and contractors. And it can be used as a collaboration tool between various parties to mark up a document, to comment, and to communicate ideas and information. One cool feature with Bluebeam that is often used in construction is the calibration tool. And you can use this calibration tool to measure different objects and components. In my experience, I use Bluebeam every day to mark up drawings, to create detailed sketches to send to engineers and subcontractors. My advice to you guys is to learn the software very well. Learn how to create sketches in Bluebeam, how to mark up drawings, all the various markup tools, how to modify lines. So those are the 10 software that I use in construction. Hopefully that gave you guys a good idea of what to expect. If you guys like the content, please like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comment section your exposure levels to these software and other software out there. As always, thank you guys for watching. See you next time.